If you have a Mercedes-Benz C-Class from this generation, it will have really good Bluetooth, maybe Bluetooth audio, maybe a reverse camera, and definitely an entertainment screen. What it will not have is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So we're going to show you today how you can add CarPlay and Android Auto to the factory screen in this car. Let's have a look at the factory interior. Boom, jump into your beautiful Mercedes-Benz C-Class and you will be greeted with your command center right here, air vents right here, and a display screen right there. So we'll turn the system on, we'll get our Mercedes-Benz command warning, and then the system's gonna boot up. So for a lot of people, this is great. They're happy with the OEM look, they're happy with the factory radio, factory features, they just don't have CarPlay. While we're gonna show you that today, I'll tell you a couple more things about our CarPlay system. When you go to telephone, our CarPlay system will actually run through the factory Bluetooth. I'll show you how to do that as well. It will also run through the factory Bluetooth audio as long as the car is equipped with it. Further to that, we are installing a reverse camera on this car, so we'll show you how that looks too. But this is basically what we're working with. Here is our fitting bay interface. If you want to grab one of these, jump onto the website and you can go ahead and search in your vehicle and find a module to suit your car. Once you've got your module, we're going to go ahead and start with the removal. First is this panel right here that pops off. Then we're going to take the command unit out. Once we get that done, we'll show you the next steps. So the very first step to getting the CarPlay system installed is removing the original equipment, which we only need to remove the command center or the command head unit and this panel right here. And we're going to start with this panel. All clips all the way along, except for the vents where there are two little locking tabs that you need to get a pick tool in, release them, and the whole panel comes out. Once that's out, this unit has two Torx 20s going straight down. Now you need to gently remove them and do one bit at a time. They're on sliders. So when they come up, if you just go crazy undoing them, the sliders will actually fall off the screw and fall down into the dash. Then you're having a bad day. So you want to release the slider just to the point where it releases the head unit and then stop. And then when you put the head unit back, you screw it back up. Okay, that's how it works. If it's your first time, I would recommend not using power tools, but I've done about 1,000 of these, so I'm all around it. For you guys, DIYers out there, I'd be using hand tools because like I said, if you drop that, bad day. So it should look something like this when everything is apart. You've got a bunch of original plugs right here, more plugs, and then we have the main quad lock connector. If your quad lock connector has a fiber optic plug on it, which is right here, those two orange, you need to remove it from the connector using the tab at the top, and we need to plug it into the new quad lock connector. And I'll show you what that looks like when we open the kit down here. The other thing that we need to take from here is the gray LVDS. That is our screen plug. They're the two important things that we need for the new kit. Everything else we'll show you, and that's pretty much it for removal. It's really not that hard. Next up, we're going to remove this carpet trim here, which is just pull down on the carpet. Nice and easy, and the module's going to sit in this foam area right here. So when we pull this carpet down, there's a foam cutout right here. So we're going to remove some of this foam, and the module sits right in there. It's a perfect place to double side it. If you ever need to gain access to the module, it's not hard to get to. We do have videos showing to take the glove box out and install it up behind here, which is great. It's a really good spot behind there. It's just really hard to access the module if you ever have to. So down here, easy access, and for you DIYers, you're gonna love it because it's an easier install as well. So in the kit, we have instructions, dip switches, so make sure you take note of those as you might need to, like I said, gain access to the module and change your dip switches. And then further down, we have a double-sided pad here for the module. We have the quad lock connector, which we looked at, USB port as well, so we'll show you how to install that into the car. LVDS cables here, and this you don't have to worry about, and then a Wi-Fi antenna. So this is pretty much everything you need for install. Let's go over to the car and show you how to get all of this installed in there. First things first, we want to pop this open and grab out our fiber optic. So from factory, it's not really loomed up and there's a reason for that, so we'll leave it as it is. So on our main harness here, we have female quad lock. Female quad lock goes to the original male quad lock. We'll get that done. Boom. We'll tape that up, make it nice and neat. This is all gonna run down to this area here for our module. So let's have a look at what we've got here. All of this stuff you don't need unless you're adding stuff to the car. So if you're gonna add a reverse camera, front camera, or another video input, you'll use these wires. And here we have power as well for cameras and all that sort of stuff. If not, tape it up. Then we have factory mic port. So because we're using factory Bluetooth, we have the factory microphone going straight into the module. Now, this is the audio side of it. If your car has Bluetooth audio as standard, tape this long one up and forget about it. If it does not, this has been extended so you can get it to the music interface or AUX port, and that's how you get sound into the car. This is how our interfaces used to be before we managed to work with the suppliers to get it to work through factory Bluetooth. So in this case, we've got factory Bluetooth and factory Bluetooth audio. So all I need is that factory mic and everything else gets taped up. So once that stuff's ready to go, we're gonna run it behind the head unit area, all the way at the very back. And we're gonna come down. Now we're gonna grab the fiber optic cable that we removed from the other quad lock, the original one, and pop it into the new one. If you don't do this step, it will not work. You won't have sound and you won't have a lot of other things as well. So make sure you do this. And that is one section completed. Next up, LVDS. The white part of the connector is going to run down to the module. So once again, we'll tape it up nice and neat. Gray connector straight in. This will take its place for the original head unit, and this is running right back down to the module. Now, just like that, we are ready to put the factory head unit back in. A lot of people will lie to you. I won't. This factory head unit is not going to be easy to get back in because we've added a new quad lock in the place. So what I like to do is fish out all of the original plugs, get about as much length as we need on this, and then the other quad lock, you won't see it, but there's an area that goes right down. You need to push it down, you know, as far as you can, and then while you're pushing it down, plug this stuff into the original head unit, get your hand in, push down, and back at the same time. It's kind of tricky to do. I'll leave it in for you so you can see me mucking around with it, and you just need to persevere with it, and it does fit. It's just a tight fit. All right, so just like that, and when you think she's in, you need to run your fingers down. You should have the exact same amount of gap everywhere, okay? And there you go. Even make sure that it's all the way in at the very edges. When you do these screws back up, if it starts getting really tight really quick, it means it's not cross-threaded, it just means it hasn't lined up properly. I see a lot of people bring in cars that other people have done or DIYers, and these are hanging out and they're not level, and it's just because of that. And it just means you need to push a bit more, get it in, and now we're happy. If this stuff here doesn't work, all right, especially the hazards, you've left this plug undone, okay? But look at that, we are pretty much ready to test this thing already. Now for the dip switches on our module, they relate to the screen size. So you've got a 7-inch screen, which is this one, and you've got a 5.8 inch, which is a lot shorter, a lot smaller. So 7-inch screen, we're gonna have LHLHH. LHLHH, perfect, it's already set. So let's quickly plug it in and make sure it works. So we'll turn the head unit on, perfect. We have video working through the module, amazing. Down here on the controller where the dial is, I'm gonna press and hold the C button. Okay, we've switched over, and look at that. We are ready for CarPlay. So we've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all there. Now we've still got a bit of a way to go, but we now know that video is working. So I'll go through and I'll show you some settings in a minute, but we do need to finish the install first. Here is the Wi-Fi antenna. So that's going to screw right into the module, and then you can run it wherever you want. We like to put it either here or the other side, away from other electronics. Then you want to grab your mic port, plug that in, which is, sorry, it's right here. So grab your mic port, plug it into the mic port. So grab the mic cable, plug it into the mic port. Then that's it. USB, same thing, do whatever you want with it. We usually go glove box, or if the customer wants it in the center console, we'll do that. Then grab your double-sided tape, mount your module right about there, remove the foam that's in the way, and that is it. The job is done. So we're gonna finish off those little things, and the next clip you'll see, I will be going through some settings on this for you guys to show you how to get it all to work with the factory Bluetooth system, and that is how quickly you can add CarPlay to a C-Class. All right guys, everything has been put back together. We have the vents in, everything is cleaned up, ready to go. Now, as you'll see on the screen here, we're paired to Jaden's phone, and this is the original system. So Jaden's got his phone connected to Mercedes-Benz Bluetooth, where we have Bluetooth audio running through the screen. Now, I'll show you the camera as well. So we did a reverse camera, pop it into reverse, image comes up, and you've got dynamic guidelines here. You'll see another static overlay of guidelines. There's a switch on the camera harness. So we're just gonna cut that wire. That'll get rid of the static guidelines, and you'll have full dynamic guidelines working with the optical parking display as well. Come back out of it, unit switches back to whatever you were on before. Now to get into CarPlay, press and hold the C button, and we're straight in. So Jaden's phone's already paired to CarPlay, and we're just using the original dial control here to go through all of the different menus. So we've got phone, maps, messages, home, calendar, Google Maps, Spotify, Waze. Any app that you have on your phone that's compatible with CarPlay or Android Auto will populate automatically. And you basically just go through, play music. So like that, we'll turn it up. And that is going through the factory Bluetooth audio system. So if you look on the dash here, you can actually go through to audio, and I'll change the song with the steering wheels, with the steering wheel controls. So here we go, I can go up for the next track. There we go right there. Here we go up again. All right, we're gonna go down, we can go back. So we have full access with steering wheel controls, volume dial, volume control on the wheel. Siri works as well. I don't know if my voice will control it, but hey Siri. No, it doesn't control Jaden's, that's all right. We can always go down here, press and hold. What's the weather like today?
Today, the high temperature will be 20 degrees and the low will be 14.
Right, so that is Siri. Now you might have noticed a volume differ there. So the difference is phone call volume versus CarPlay volume. A lot of modules can't differentiate the two. This module can. So you can have phone, music on say volume, and then phone calls on a lower volume if you want, or phone calls on a higher volume. So that's what that's all about. Other than that, guys, just use your original controls to go through, and that is CarPlay. Let's go back. So home, this is what it looks like with nothing connected. And you're gonna go into settings, and you can check in here, car settings. So we've got an aftermarket camera, we've got OEM microphone, all that sort of stuff. Display, if you want to change any of the display settings, you can. Sound, don't worry about, it's Bluetooth audio. And then you've got system settings in here. So that is pretty much the system. I'll show you guys a phone call as well, just to show you what I mean about that CarPlay. So if we go here, we'll call the workshop. Okay, so that's calling our workshop. And if we look here, the only option we have is MB Bluetooth for the factory Bluetooth, speakerphone, iPhone, and iPhone. So that is how you can have a module, CarPlay, and factory Bluetooth. It's the best of both worlds. It doesn't get better than that, guys. And that is pretty much it. We'll give it a final little wipe down. We'll make sure the vents are nice and straight, make sure everything's 100% perfect, and this car is done. There it is, guys. That is how easily you can add Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to your C-Class. Now, if you go on the website, www.shoptfb.com, the module there is for all Mercedes models. So in Mercedes world, doesn't matter on the class, E-Class, C-Class, A-Class, whatever, they've all got an NTG version. So you can go in, put in your car, put in your NTG version, and the module that we send you is the module for the car, just like this C-Class here, which was an NTG 4.5. That is pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you want to reach out to the team or installation inquiries or anything like that, go to the website. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.